Good morning, everyone. As I said, we will do today, which is Friday, bring you guys up on everything that we are doing this morning. First of all, Sherry Ann Richardson and her co-author Tom Ogren, their book is now up in hardcover. It will soon be live on Kindle. You can pre-order it. It is up on paperback, and it will be on Audible as soon as the Kindle goes live. All of these books will be available on or around July 1st, 2nd. You can go ahead and order the Kindle pre-order now. It's called The Chocolate Lover's Garden. This was a dream of Sherry's for the last 25 years. And again, I know I harp on this, but dreams do come true. You have to stay focused. You have to have faith. You have to believe in yourself even when the world doubts you. You have to understand that everything comes in due time. Next, y'all all know my friend Andrea Dean Van Scoyoc. She and I go way back, 19 years back. Her book, Sundown, A Vampire's Reprieve, will be live in hardcover on June 30th. Now, we want to welcome a new author. Her name is Kim Carmichael. She had a book that she put up a while back. It did not do what she wanted it to do, got no traction. She got very discouraged, so she took the book down. Well, we have now welcomed her into the fold. I will be working on her book this week to get it up in all formats. Now, I want to explain something to you guys. Here at Midnight Publishing, we do something I don't think any other publisher does without charging. Number one, we make sure that our authors' books go up on all available formats for the masses. We do not hinder our authors with just paperback or just Kindle or just Audible or just hardback. We want our authors to have so much exposure that I spend hours and days and nights working for our authors. I format, I do cover design, I make sure they're up on all of our social medias, and we are up on TikTok, WordPress, Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitter. There's a new one, Monstodon, Facebook, Substack. I have my authors everywhere. And the reason for that is because as indie authors, they need exposure. The only thing that I ask in return from my authors is if they help promote their work. It's not that hard. And they are so good. I have to say my authors are so good about promoting their work. They work with me. They join all of the social media sites. Okay, for those of you who don't know who our authors are, Jason Wolfgang Gerhardt, known him for years. His book, The Ferryman, I'm going to tell you, long before I started this company, I read that book. It grabbed me from the first sentence. It's an amazing book. Basically, the story is about a detective, and his partner dies. He's killed in action. The partner comes back to help him solve criminals of a paranormal persuasion. This book will grab you from the very beginning, and it will hold you to the very end. Right now, it is up paperback, Audible, and Kindle. It is my next book to put up on hard copy. Alta Desenord, she does spiritual, inspirational poetry. Her book is called My Soul Trusts in the Lord. Amazing, amazing poetry. It's full of faith and hope and the fact that God is in charge of our lives. Many of you may not agree, and that's okay, but I do. Faith is what has kept me from going insane when tragedy has struck. And those of you that know me know that we've had 12, 13 years of tragedy. But faith is what's kept me there. Peggy Engler. She writes inspirational and devotional books for women. A Closer Walk, An Encouraging Word, Soulful Inspiration, Food for Thought, A View from the Pew. And she is currently working on a devotional for 365 days. Even men love these books. These are devotional and inspirational books, mainly for women and young girls, but they're open for anybody. Again, she lives by faith. She is a cancer survivor, not once but twice. And she not only thrived, she survived. She's also had 2 brain bleeds. The last one should have killed her, but it did not, because God has a plan for her. My author, Gwendolyn Law, September's Chill. This woman I have known for over 30 years. She was very badly abused in not 1 but 2 relationships. How she survived, I don't know. Plus, she lost a child to death in one of those relationships. Her book, September's Chill, is her story. It's her catharsis. It tells what happened, how it happened, why it happened, and the response from some of her family members who told her stay in it. Yeah. The guilt that she felt it was her fault. The guilt that she felt she could change this person. The guilt when the abuser said, oh, I'm so sorry, it'll never happen again. Or you made me do this. No. Understand, if you are in an abusive relationship, they will kill you. Trust me. And it's subtle. You don't even know it's happening until you find yourself being slowly moved away from family, friends, a group of people that will protect you. Read Gwendolyn Law's September Chill. Not only did she survive, but she thrives. Let's see, who else? Andrea Ding Van Scoyoc, what can I say? The girl is amazing. I have republished all of her books. A Man of Two Worlds, The Two, Sundown, A Vampire's Reprieve. There's too many to mention. Just pull her up. We also are doing her little fun things called short story comedies, short story thrillers. The latest one was Murder at something Cove. Again, she's amazing. I have absolutely too many of her books to throw them off the top of my head. Check her out, because she is just absolutely amazing. She writes things that will just draw you in and keep you there. And then, last but not least, here are my books. My 3 True Crimes, Silent Scream, which has been the product of 8 television interviews, 2 of them in Europe, the rest on the ID channel. The latest one that we just put out in hardcover, Justice for Cindy. I have to tell you about this one. Cindy was a real person. She lived in the state of Oregon. Her husband shot her with her own .22 while she was asleep one night. The backstory to this is she told people that he was going to kill her. She told her neighbor. She told her family. He even hinted that he was going to kill her. Not only did he kill her in her bed while she was asleep with her gun, he had previously killed her dog. When he killed her, he pulled her body into the bathroom and cut it up into several body parts. He cut her head off. He cut her torso from her lower part. He cut her arms off. He cut her legs off. He put them all in different potato sacks and dumped them in different places in the Colorado River in Oregon. After he did that, he called her family and told her family that she had left him. Didn't know where she was. Neighbor finally talked him into making a missing persons report. 2 days after he killed her, he moved another woman into his house with a 2-year-old child. Then he gave this woman Cindy's wedding rings. The man, a narcissistic sociopath. When all was said and done, and he was convicted of killing her, during the trial, and ladies and gentlemen, I have the transcripts of this trial. During the trial, his attorney said that he should not be charged with dismemberment of a corpse because it was a garden variety murder and he chopped her body up after he killed her. It gets better. Instead of being given life without parole or the electric chair, he was given 20 years. Well, Oregon, which has some of the most lenient criminal justice laws in the whole country, revamped their min and maxes for sentencing. He was let out early, with Cindy's family begging the system not to let him out. They let him out. What did he do? He went and moved in with his daughter, who he had not seen in 30 years, and proceeded to molest his granddaughter and her cousin, who were 13 years old. So he goes back to prison, but he was let out again 2 years ago, or last year. He will recommit because he's gotten away with it. So go read her story. She deserves justice. Silent Scream is another true crime. It's about Florida's serial killer Gerard Schaefer, who killed between 1966 and 1973. The Last Rites is about a murder that happened in Fort Pierce, Florida. The girl was hitchhiking down to the Key West and was picked up by 3 guys and was executed after she was raped. Then there's the When Fates Collide series that I collaborated with Andrea on. It's about a bounty hunter and her sidekick. The first story is When Fates Collide. It introduces you to Alex Morgan and Hope Harrington, and the way they meet is just too funny. I recommend being close to a bathroom. The second one, When Fates Collide, Mardi Gras Bound. My bounty hunter goes to New Orleans. The third one, When Fates Collide, Armed Candy, they go to St. Martin. However, there are 3 characters that come into these last 2 books that were taken from the Pink Canary, which is about a drag queen and her club and her cohorts down in Key West. My friend Peter Fundura, who always said that he had to die in a plane crash so he would be famous, is now in that book as Penelope. If you've not read those 4 books, please do, because they will just blow you away. A Voice from the Grave and A Mad Hatter, the both historical fictions. A Voice from the Grave takes place in Andersonville, which was the last Confederate Civil War prison camp. It was built at the end of the railway. And when I did the research on this book, I found out there were 300 women that fought in the Civil War as men. 3 of them were at Andersonville. 2 have been identified. 1 is still an unknown. And the reason they found out they were women is when they died, the clothes were removed and they were just thrown in mass graves naked because they had to reuse the clothes. A Mad Hatter takes place in the East End of London in 1888. We all know what happened in 1888 with Jack the Ripper, but it's not about Jack the Ripper. It's about a gentleman that has a hat factory, and during that time period, hats were made using mercury. Needless to say, he goes insane. But you will enjoy that book. My latest, Shady Rest. Shady Rest is about 3 people that live in assisted living, and they're crime solvers. Just because we have a little age on us doesn't mean that we can't keep on doing things. They are hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. I am working on, Tangled Minds. I have to tell you about Tangled Minds. Tangled Minds, I wrote while I was writing Silent Scream and Brilliant Insanity. Brilliant Insanity I'll tell you about in a minute, but Tangled Minds is loosely based on my oldest daughter and some of the bad decisions she made when she was young and foolish. She knew it was about her as soon as she read it. She said, yeah, that's about me. I said, yeah, more or less. Some of the things she didn't do, but some of the things she did. Brilliant Insanity is a thriller that I wrote while writing Silent Scream. It's told in the first person through the eyes of the serial killer. And the twist at the end will blow your mind. What else? The very first book I wrote, Dreamcatcher. Failure was never an option. This is the reason I do what I do. Dreamcatcher is about my brother Stanley, who is mentally and physically challenged, who was born in 1952. In those time periods, there were no resources. The doctors told my mother to put him away and to have another baby, like replacing a pet. Just kick it out and get another one. My mother did not do that. Somebody forgot to tell Stanley that he was not capable of doing anything. So he did. What made me write this book was the fact that at some point, all of us that know Stanley will not be here. He will not be here. But I wanted his legacy of never failing to live on. And when I say failure was never an option, even if he tried something and it didn't work out, it was not a failure because he made the effort. And this is what is so important in this industry. Failure is an option when you just say shoulda, woulda, coulda. Failure is an option when you don't try it. Yoda says do or do not, there is no try. Because if you do, it's a commitment. If you don't, it's a commitment. If you don't do either one, trying is not a commitment. Stanley would do. If he wanted to at least try something, he did it. He didn't say, well, I might try it, or I will try to do something. No. His whole devotion was to that thing. If it worked out, fine. If it didn't, that was okay. He did it. So do or do not. There is no try. So when you tell me, I want to write a book, I've been planning on writing a book, I'm trying to write a book, I'm trying to do this, that, or the other thing. No, honey, you're not. You're not. Because there's no commitment. In your mind, but there's no commitment. I worked on Dreamcatcher for 25 years. It was my first published work in 2006. Do or do not, there is no try. Now, the latest book I'm working on, this one will tickle every one of you. It's called Murder in the Village. As y'all know, I live in the village of the newly waiting to be deceased, because people move to Florida when they retire to die. And in this village, it's worse than living in a small town. These people know more about me than I know. I always wait for the second season because I'm going to learn things about myself that I didn't know. I love it. Bless them. Well, we have people in this village that enjoy spreading lies, rumors, untruths. What they don't know, they make up. But anyway, because I'm an author, I kill people in my books. It's a wonderful cathartic. So Murder in the Village is about the village. And in this village, murders are taking place willy-nilly. We don't know why, but they're taking place. But there's going to be a twist. And yes, there will be another one behind it. Because I already have a title for a new book called Duct Tape, Tarp, and a Shovel. And the very first line says, "It all started one day in an aisle in a hardware store." Now let me run back to Shady Rest for a minute. My three drag queens, Lola, Penelope, and Vicky Lane, show up in Shady Rest. I'm telling you, I can't, and they're showing up in Murder in the Village too. I can't write a book anymore without these drag queens showing up. They're relentless, but I love them. So, I have got you all caught up. I will be working on Kim Carmichael's book this week and put it out. I think it's a romance, and that's okay. We do romance here. I will not print erotica, though. No, I don't do erotica. I'm sorry. I can't. Romance I will do. I won't write it, but I'll do it for my authors because I love my authors. So I'll leave you with this update. Join us on all of our social medias. Join us here on Midnight Publishing. Buy my authors' books. Support my authors. They are very, very, very important to me. They deserve to be heard. So until next week, when I have more, I will say, have a great weekend and welcome to Friday the 13th.